put on prohibited places on June 23rd, 2022 for a period of 3 years. Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State.
Violated condition number 26 on
Right off the bat, we've got a violation. Failure to provide proof of residence. Sounds small, right? But in probation world, not having an address is a huge red flag. Courts want stability. No address equals no accountability.
about the 10th day of March 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Darren Kinsley Parker, failed to provide proof of permanent residence by COB March 10th, 2023 in violation of condition number 26.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I'm guilty for that one.
No, you have to say true or not true.
True.
At state waives all the violations, Judge.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 26, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 26?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 26 true. Is there an agreement?
No, Your Honor. The state is recommending revocation, but I believe defense is asking for the defendant to be continued on his probation.
All right, defense, do you have any witnesses?
No, ma'am.
All right, defense, what are you requiring?
Notice how the defense is already spinning? They're pushing for probation to continue, arguing he's just trying to work in another county. But here's the catch. Probation isn't just about good intentions. It's about paperwork, proof, and permission.
My client has moved to Waller County, as the court is aware, to seek employment, to get employment. He is trying to transfer his case to Waller County.
Did he have permission to go to Waller County?
He called his probation officer and he also spoke with the supervisor.
You want to call him as a witness to find out if he wants to tell the court that he had permission?
Please.
You want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Darren Parker, Darren Kinsley Parker.
All right, defense?
Did you have permission from your probation officer?
Here's the mask off moment, literally. And suddenly, his story gets even shakier. He claims he had verbal permission, but in court, verbal permission is about as strong as a paper umbrella in a hurricane. If it's not written, it didn't happen.
To travel to Waller County.
Yes, and I had to give them an address when I got there.
How did you get permission?
Okay, I cannot understand a word you're saying.
Can I take my mask off?
Sure.
How did you get permission from your probation officer?
It was a verbal conversation when I called her and I spoke to her supervisor.
What did you talk about with the supervisor?
I basically was telling her about my situation here in Bexar County, about my living situation here. And they allowed me to move to Houston. There were certain things that happened with that address. So I kind of just ran into a situation where I had like no address to prove to the court. And I was staying at a hotel, sleeping in the car some days. I just went through a rough moment and I was working, but everything that I was trying to do, it wasn't working. So I saved up enough money and I
Who is your officer in Houston?
I never applied the address to them, so I never seen an officer or anything like that yet.
All right, so that makes me suspicious of whether or not you had permission to go to Houston because you would need to be supervised.
Yes, ma'am. I was still talking to Miss Aramis Parker, my probation officer here, and I came to court, showed up on Zoom court here.
Do you want me to have Miss Parker zoom in to here to let me know whether or not you all had a conversation about you moving? Because I mean, we can have her zoom in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, I'll get Ms. Parker on if I may, to bring to your recollection as well. We did have a compliance hearing with Mr. Parker on Zoom, and he was to provide all of the information required per your instruction and just failed to do so. I will get Ms. Parker online real quick.
And I will tell you, I have here, Mr. Parker, in February, I write everything down. It's
This is where things start to crumble. The defendant says the hotel gave him handwritten receipts. The probation officer says, nope, that's not legit proof. And honestly, the judge isn't buying it. Quick reminder, probationers have to live by the letter of the law. Half measures won't cut it.
says defendant to reside in month-to-month hotel and provide address by March 10th, 2023. Provide proof of employment at Jimmy John's. Defendant states employment is aware of his criminal history, and you need to provide proof of current hotel residence.
Yes, ma'am.
And you had approved travel February 22nd through March 10th, and you were allowed to transfer to Prairie View, Texas.
Yes, ma'am.
So were you not in Prairie View, Texas?
I was, but the hotel room that I was staying at, they said that their systems were down. So they gave me a written receipt.
Mhm.
And when I submitted that to Miss Parker, it just wouldn't hold up for proof. So I was trying to save money for an extended stay hotel. And instead I wound up saving enough money to get my own apartment. So I just really felt like, instead of
Did you give them notice of your address at that apartment? That's either yes or no. Not to me.
No.
Did you give it to probation?
No, I sent my lawyer my deposit because I had to wait until the 1st of June to move in. He was waiting, my landlord was waiting for the tenant that was currently there to move out fully. So I sent Mr. Engelke my deposit that I paid. I believe that was, so I'm just trying to get the
Yeah,
date.
but this motion to revoke was filed in April. So all this stuff that you're doing in June is neither here nor there.
Here's ours.
Ma'am, I'm sorry, I was unaware that I was had a motion to revoke in April.
No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling me, what you did after the motion to revoke. Yeah, that's great. But I gave you instructions that you were to provide information. Pardon? Yes, your probation officer is here.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Parker. All right, Ms. Parker, can you unmute? Information.
This is Officer Parker.
All right, so is there any objections to Ms. Parker appearing by Zoom?
None from the defense.
None from the state.
Thank you. All right, and I'll continue to hear what you're saying. All right, Ms. Parker. Excuse me, Ms. Parker.
No, what I'm telling you is what you're telling.
All right, you may continue.
Um,
I think she's listening instead of, yes.
What part was supposed to be questioning? Sorry.
No, we're talking about you moving from place to place. You said Ms. Parker gave you permission to go to Houston.
Yes, ma'am. And
Okay,
Sorry about that, Judge.
no problem.
when I stayed there, I ran into a situation there where I had to leave. So it made it very difficult for me to.
And the person who's on Zoom, Ms. Parker,
Yes,
that's the
Judge.
probation officer who you're saying gave you permission to go to Houston?
But she was aware that I was there.
Nope.
Yes, ma'am.
What you said is you talked to your probation officer, Ms. Parker, and she gave you permission to go to Houston.
Actually, her supervisor, because I had to talk to her supervisor, and her supervisor.
Do you really want me to put the supervisor on here? Because we will put the supervisor by Zoom on here.
I'm just being honest about what happened, ma'am.
Excuse me,
All right.
Judge. She's sitting next to me if you'd like her to join in.
All right, thank you. So the supervisor's here. So you're saying the supervisor gave you permission to go to Houston?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Any other questions?
Just a copy of the receipt that you
That is.
would like to know this is evidence.
Do you want to mark that or you just want the court to review it?
I'd like the court to review it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, this really doesn't tell me anything. It doesn't tell me what this is just deposit for.
I have my
Please.
lease right here, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Any
It provides an address. that was
This is not his signature on here. It says resident's signature and it has it looks like the last name is Jones.
Yes, ma'am, I was incarcerated. So my landlord is aware that I was incarcerated. So he was able to still add my.
Boom! The supervisor clears it up. She didn't give permission to move to Houston. At best, she told him to find a safe place tonight. That's not a green light to relocate counties. This is the courtroom equivalent of getting caught in 4K.
My girlfriend to the lease so she could sign the lease so we can move in. I just was incarcerated, so I couldn't be home to sign it.
Okay. So who is the person who you said gave permission for you to go to Houston?
I believe the supervisor, the lady in the orange. I don't know her name. I apologize.
All right. All right. Any objection to her appearing by video?
No, ma'am.
All right. Could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. If you can lower your hand and state your name for the record.
Sherry Simonelli.
All right. Ms. Simonelli, did you give Mr. Parker permission to move to Houston?
Ma'am, I do not think so.
All right. So do you not think so or you don't know?
This is what I can recall of the conversation. I don't remember the date or the month. I remember he got me on the telephone. He was in crisis. He needed somewhere to go. I told him to go somewhere to be safe and to let his probation officer know where he was going to be after he was safely somewhere. So it was not a permission to move. It was permission to get somewhere to get safe.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No, Judge.
All right, Miss, any questions?
Can I tell you
client has a
exactly?
response.
Can I tell you exactly what she said?
Well, no, we'll get back to you. Any questions?
No.
All right, Ms. Parker,
Yes,
can you raise
Judge.
your right hand for me, please?
Yes,
You
Judge.
solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Miss Parker.
All right, Ms. Parker, did
The probation officer nails it down. No real proof of residence, no solid receipts, and ultimately, his new address only came to light after an arrest for assault. That's like telling your parents you clean your room, but they only find out after stepping on Legos.
Mr. Parker, who is no relation, I'm assuming,
No relation.
inform you of where he would be living in Houston?
No, ma'am. When he first called to say he had nowhere to go, we did tell him he did not have permission. He needed to get the judge's permission in order to transfer, move. And so because it was a crisis situation that he was telling us, we said, well, you're going to do what you need to do to be safe. So then once we had the compliance hearing, he was supposed to give us an address of where he was going to be at living. He had trouble with that. I think he gave us a handwritten receipt on a piece of paper. And we're like, this is not legit. So we never had confirmation on where he was living. I attempted to call the place at least 4 or 5 times, never could get through. So when we did the compliance hearing with you, I can't remember the dates that you gave him. By the close of business, he needed to have proof of the address. And he never gave us that. So still to this day, we never knew where he lived until I got an alert that he was arrested on Prairie View's campus for an assault. And then at that point, in that police report, it said the witnesses stated that he was living at that dorm or that apartment on Prairie View. So that's when I knew then I was like, okay, well, he wasn't even at the hotel. Now it was some, I don't know if it was the dorm, apartment or something in Prairie View, but once I got the alert that he was arrested for that assault charge, that's kind of where I knew where he was. So no, ma'am, I never had any proof till this day of any address that he was at since he left this county. Since he left Bexar County, excuse me.
All right. Any questions? Defense?
How did you get the phone number for that address?
How did I get the phone number?
You said you made several phone calls that were not successful.
Yes. So it was, he gave me the name, and forgive me, I want to say it's Prairie View Inn or,
Right.
so I Googled the name. I want to say he maybe had the phone number on the written, and I can look it up real quick if you allow me, but I want to say it might have been a phone number on the written one, or a business card or something like that. But that's the number where we Google as far as online of what the number was. But that's all we had, because we were doing our due diligence and trying to get a verbal over the phone to say that he's living there, to at least give the judge something. So we weren't even required to do that. I was trying to help Mr. Parker by like, okay, you're giving me this written note. Let me go over and beyond and try to get a verbal over the phone. But we couldn't even get that because he never provided a legit receipt, something to state that he lived at this address. So we were actually doing due diligence, trying to get some type of somebody over the phone to state that he was residing there.
Ask you another question.
Yeah, sure.
You said you Googled Prairie View.
If that's the name, I can look it up. If I can go through my records, I'm saying the name, but that might be the wrong.
And you made a Google search, and was it successful?
The Google search on the
name that you can't remember right now.
It came up.
Okay.
It came up. So it was the name. If I'm saying the name correct, it was a hotel, and I believe he even zoomed from. No, he didn't zoom from. I take that back. I'm sorry. I believe I want to say he gave a business card. I can look it up, but I want to say the name was Prairie View Inn, but I could be totally wrong, sir. But I think that might have been the receipt that you have, but I can look up the handwritten one.
Okay, but so let me make sure I understand you. You did contact a hotel, a Google search with what you remember is the Prairie View Inn. That's my memory too.
Okay.
And Google search was not successful.
When you say
that you were not successful in getting an answer to your phone call.
Notice something here? The officer didn't even have to chase this down. It was Parker's responsibility. But she went above and beyond. That shows the court he was given chances. He just didn't follow through.
Yes, I was not successful as getting a answer to my phone call. That's correct.
But you're able to make a call.
I was able to make the call, but was it the right number? I do not know, sir.
So you had enough.
No one ever. I'm sorry.
So you had enough information from your Google search in order to make a call.
That's the furthest I got. Is that the Google search gave me the name, gave me a phone number, but I do not know. I don't have confirmation if that was the correct phone number, the location, anything. It's just the Google search. Yes, sir. Brought up that information.
How many times did you call?
It was three times I called. Give me a sec. Okay. It was on March the 21st. We called at 9 o'clock. I called at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. And there was no answer for each attempt made.
Do you have any reason to believe that you would never receive a response to your call if you called on a different day?
I do not know if I would have called on a different day if I would have got a response, because I shouldn't have even had to call. It was his responsibility to give me the proof. So I was doing this out of just trying to help Mr. Parker. So I was never required to call. I was trying to help Mr. Parker out because it seemed like he was having difficulty getting me what was required of him. So if I was to call a different day, I don't know that answer, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that was on a that was on a Tuesday. So would it have been different? I don't know.
I would like to ask Mr. Parker a few questions.
Well, no. Any other questions for this witness?
No, Judge.
All right. If you all would just remain on just a few minutes, just in case someone has some more questions for you.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to recall Mr. Parker?
Yes. Mr. Parker, where did you stay?
I was staying at right now, where do I live?
No, where were you staying?
I was staying at the Prairie View Inn.
Okay. And were you having trouble getting in touch with the people there?
I was having trouble with them printing out a receipt because they said their systems was down. I was paying money. They written down, gave me a receipt basically paying what I paid. He wrote her a whole letter And I knew that it was like not a printed receipt that you would regularly get from a payment when you make at a hotel residence. But he was trying the best that he could, that I was honest with him about, my situation. And I know that Judge wasn't, playing games. She wanted me to get the address by a certain date. I tried my hardest, and everything I tried to do, it wasn't working. It
So
wasn't.
you try.
I tried hard.
Okay. No further questions.
When were you staying at the Fairview Inn?
I can't remember the exact dates, but I know that I was staying there throughout the months of April and like up to about April 26th, because I started having to sleep in the car because I was saving money for the apartment that I was trying to pay the deposit for.
What about the place? I'm not going to ask about the specific facts of your arrest, but where were you staying?
I can be honest about it. I'm not going to lie to the judge. I'm not going to lie to the courts. I was actually in the car. So some days, I just felt like I can't keep paying day by day. I was paying about $85 a day trying to stay inside the hotel. So I felt like, honestly, I make $12.50 an hour. So I'm trying to save money so I can pay for the deposit, pay for the first month's rent. And I didn't want to get my girlfriend kicked out of school. So I felt as though if I give, her address to the courts, that she would get kicked out of school. So I really was trying to not